Welcome back to an episode of Mr. P Does It. Today we're going to be talking about TinkerCAD. This is going to be for beginner TinkerCAD users. Basically what we're going to try to do is just make a little open floor plan for a character that we've made. So I'm going to get it started by just moving my character out of the way, holding shift and shrinking her down. This house, I'm trying to make it look like she could actually live in the house. So you could actually make your grid bigger too by just going to the settings and upping these numbers if you don't want to shrink. But at this point, I'm just gonna shrink her down. Okay, so we're gonna make a floor, and the way that I'm gonna make a floor is just taking in a box tool, and I'm gonna make it thin, really thin. So I'm gonna scroll in and see if I can get it pretty much down on the ground, and I'm gonna just stretch this floor out. We can always make it thicker later. So I'm gonna just make it the entire size of that platform. At this point, you should be looking at some type of floor plan. I just found mine on Google. So this is my floor plan here. So we got a kitchen, a living room, a bedroom, utility room, and bathroom. So I'm gonna go back and I got my floor established. And now it's time to build the walls. You need a box to do that. And now mine's a basic square shape. So the whole house is, so I just made mine a square. If yours is not a basic square shape, you could bring something down like this, down to the ground, like what we had, and then you could add on to your floor plan. So this could be like a separate room here. So we have this L shape then. So just for the sake of time and for this video, I'm just gonna show what it would be like to do a square. So I'm going to make the walls now. So basically I am just going to make a thin box. Now your walls should be somewhat thin so they look right. Super thick walls, something like this would just look really strange. So trying to keep it nice and thin and then pulling it down. And then at this point it's just a lineup game. So I'm just trying to line up like the edges and stuff. But first I'm going to stretch the length. And I'm gonna scroll in now and see if I am lined up. And I am on that side. I'm gonna scroll over and look on this side. Okay, good. And now I'm just going to pick up my walls. So I'm gonna raise my walls up. So that's one wall. And I'm just gonna pull the girl over there. So if you just kind of look at the room, if you're in a room right now, looking up at the ceiling, kind of guesstimating how tall those walls are to make it look like she could actually fit in this open floor plan. So right here's what we're gonna go with. That's the left wall. Let's hold Alt and go do the right wall. Okay, and then whenever we put something in place, we always see, we make sure we line it up. So that just kind of snapped into place there. We're gonna go to the other side, scroll in, and that's all good to go. So mine's a basic square shape. I just did this wall here. I'll show you how to do doors and windows later, but here's a door and here's some windows. But let's go ahead and just close this house in. So I'm going to copy this over and I'm gonna make another wall, but I'm just gonna rotate it, make sure it's straight, and then we're just gonna line it up again. Scrolling in, it's snapped in there, we're good. And then over here, I just need to make this a little bit longer. And making sure that this is the same width all the way around. Okay, so then we're just going to hold the Alt button and drag that one over. So we're just kind of closing this house in. Double checking that we're lined up. And you'll start getting better at this the more that you practice. So good. Now at this point, if you want, you can group all your walls together. So if you just hold shift and select all of them, you can group them, and the lines that we lined up, they'll go away. So I'll go back and show you that again. There's this line right here. Again, if you select everything, it's gonna make it look all cohesive. Now, you can do this at the end too, but there we go. So I'm going to change the color of my floor just to get a little bit of contrast here. So we got the girl now. Just gonna put her back in the middle. All right, so we got our walls, and it's time to look at the floor plan again to see where to put these other walls in. So I have the biggest part of the house is the kitchen and living room. I need to kind of close off about, I'd say, a little more than 1/3. There's this little hallway in here, so I'm going to start by putting a wall here and a wall here in the bathroom. So let's go ahead and don't make this hard on yourself. We're just going to so actually, here's a perfect example of not wanting to group it at this point. So I'm going to ungroup everything because you'll see why. At this point, you can hold Alt and just pull single walls over. So that bedroom, right, that's a bedroom. Yeah, bedroom right here. We can pull that wall over to where we want. And then we just bring it down. So my thickness of my walls are at 2, so I'm just gonna keep everything at 2, and I'm kind of guessing where that stops, and then I'm just gonna look at the floor plan again, and I have a hallway here, so that looks pretty good to me. So I'm just gonna do the bathroom wall now, and I'm just gonna hold Alt and pull that up in line. And now that opening needs to open up a little bit. So it looks like they're about even, so I'm just gonna take this wall back a little bit, making sure it stays at 2, and pulling maybe this back a hair. All right, so that's my hallway, that's right here. And I'm gonna do this bedroom wall right here, and then there should be a door opening there. But for now, we're just gonna hold Alt, take this down, and then we don't need all that, so I'm just gonna go right to the end, and now there is my bedroom. We'll show you how to do doors here in a little bit. Always zooming in and trying to line everything up. All right, you kind of get the idea now, so let's take a look at, so we need this right here, the utility room. It leads into the bathroom, so I need a wall along here. So I'm gonna hold Alt and bring that up. Making sure everything's lined up. See, like this wasn't lined up, so I'm just gonna simply pull that back so it meets up. We're gonna group everything at the end. And now this is going to get pulled all the way down. All right. So that's basically our floor plan for the most part. We do need one more wall with the bathroom and utility room, so I'm just gonna divide this room up in 2 basically. So hold Alt and pull that over. So if you were doing dimensions, all this could be measured out. So if you found a floor plan online and with the dimensions, like this is in meters, so you could actually be typing dimensions in and figuring this out. This video is more catered to the beginner who kind of wants to just do some designing without having to worry about the dimensions. Again, you always have to make sure that things are lined up, so I'm just gonna pull that wall over. And all my walls are at a 2 thickness, so they all look the same and cohesive. I noticed this one's a little thin, and sure enough, it was at 1. So I'm gonna pull it and make it 2, so they're all the same. All right, now it's time to do some doors because we can't get into this house right now. So I'm gonna take a look at this balcony, this swinging door opening over here. So I would go to the house where, part of the house where that's at, and I'm going to take the box tool and I'm gonna make myself a door. So I'm gonna have it a little bit outside of the house. And then this is kind of, again, where you're just making it look about the size that you want. You can see it's kind of like a double door here, so that's swinging open. And it's through the wall, and the reason we're gonna do that is because we're gonna group these, making this the hole tool. And then we're gonna hold shift and we wanna punch it through the wall. So we hold shift and select the wall, and then we are gonna group it. And that'll open that up. So now that is our door that opens into the kitchen and living room. Now we're gonna do the same thing with these doors, 1, 2, 3 doors, and then there's a 4th door that goes out of the hallway. So let's go ahead and make those. What I'm gonna do here is hit Control and copy and save the that shape so that they're all the same. So you don't have to make that exact same shape anymore. So we're just gonna group that up, and then we should be able to hit Control V and make another one. Just punch that right through our rooms. Again, holding Shift, grouping these two in one as a whole will open that up. Control V, bring that shape back, and rotating it so that they're all the same width. And then there's a door that goes into the utility room, holding Shift, punching that through. All right, beautiful. So, oh yeah, and then we're gonna do one more here at the end of the hallway. It says there's a door outside, so we're gonna hold Shift, and we're gonna bring that through, hold Shift, and punch it through. So now we got all our doors, our openings, and now same concept for windows. So go back to the floor plan and find where the windows are. So there's a window here, 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 here. You kind of get the idea. Window symbol looks like that. It's like a hollowed spot in the wall with some lines through it. So we're gonna make those windows. So I'm gonna start here. I'm gonna make just a common size window, something that looks right, and then I'm gonna pick it up this time, and then I'm gonna push it back. So that's gonna be our size that we're just gonna go with all of these windows. So I'm going to make it a hole. I am gonna hit Control C to copy it, and then I'm gonna hold Shift and select the wall, and then we're gonna punch that through. So there we go, and then Control V will bring that up, and we got our second window. Again, hold Shift and group it. That's sweet. And then I think there was a window here and here, so let's put those in. Control V, bring that over here, raise it. So you could go Control C, Control V, it'll go on the same level, and then you just pull it straight over. It's another little trick. So holding Shift, we'll select all of these together, and we can group them, and it'll punch out both of those. Makes your life a lot easier if we find shorter ways to do things. So I'm gonna hit Control V, and I'm gonna pull that over, and then pull it up because there's one more bedroom window over there, and we're gonna hold Shift, group those two, and let's see if there's any more windows. No, there is not. So at this point, we can group everything together. So I'm gonna group all the walls by selecting each and every wall, and that'll do away with the lines, like the overlapping lines that you see here. So with everything selected, it's time to group finally, and then everything should kind of be one unit then. There's no like overlapping lines. It's just gonna look a lot cleaner, and then you can make all the walls a certain color that you want. So tan. So this one didn't get grouped in, so I'm gonna just group that together and changing the color. And then the floor, something that would be a floor color. I mean, at this point it doesn't, it's just kind of personal preference, but yeah. There we go, a simple little floor plan. Now we can drag her in, and it's time to do some furniture. So go over to your menu here, and you can go and just kind of start searching things. Everyday shapes, there might be some things in here that you could find, or objects, structures and scenery. You could put some trees outside. But yeah, search. You can also search things. So if we want to search a chair, there we go. So you can start putting in different items, and if you don't, if you can't find an item, then maybe you just make it, and that's a good experience too. So if you made a house that's not right for the furniture, you can either make the house smaller or bigger, or you might have to scale your furniture at this point. But yeah, that's how you make a basic floor plan quickly in TinkerCAD. If you're new to this, the next step would be learning how to type in your dimensions and making a house that's actually the size that it is. So good luck with this one, guys. Thanks for watching and have a great day.